We are going to create the 4th grade project. You will need water, a brush, pencil, some tracers. Anything that will make a circle is fine. It may be the bottom of a cup, top of a cup, a container, anything that makes circles, and some markers. So let's get started. We're going to take that white piece of paper. It could be copy paper if you can't find the paper that was sent home with you. I'm just using a lid from a yogurt container here, and I'm going to trace 3 circles. Each circle a little bit smaller in size. So I've traced that one, then I'll pick up my next size, trace that inside of it. If you can find more than just 3 circles, that would be great, because then that would give you some differences in your circles. I found a toilet paper roll, which seems to be a good size to make this just a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to continue repeating that. At least 3 of these on your paper. If you have room for more, you can put more of these circles. But since my black tracer is awful big, it does not allow me to have a lot more than that. I'm just going to continue to trace those circles inside of each other. I'm going to grab my markers now, and I'm going to separate them into warm and cool groupings. My warm colors are going to be red, orange, yellow, and pink. Cool colors are going to be purple, green, blue, and gray. And I'm going to use those in one whole circle. I'm not going to overlap the colors into different circles. So I'm just going to take my marker, trace around the outside of the circle, and then in the inside I'm going to put a design. Just a simple set of lines. Doesn't have to be anything too complicated. Each ring of the circle will be a different color. I'm outlining the pencil line with the marker, and then I'm filling it in with a design. And again, I'm staying with just warm colors on one set of circles and cool colors on another set of circles. I am just wrapping up this last circle, and you can see all the different designs I've used. I've repeated a few of them, just changing them a little bit, and you're welcome to take those ideas also. I'm going to go ahead and grab my water cup and paintbrush. I'm going to show you how to turn this marker into watercolor. We're going to be adding water to the lighter colored areas first, and then working our way up to the darkers. So ending kind of with the blues and the purples. I'm going to grab a little water on my brush, and I'm just going to start painting over my yellow areas. Once I move on to the orange area, you will see the watercolor effect happen. If as you're painting you go outside the lines, don't worry about it, because we are going to be covering the whole background in black marker for our last step. Gonna just continue finishing up this area, and you can see I had a puddle there, so I went and pushed it out. I also went outside the lines a little bit, but again, don't worry about that, because we will be covering the whole background with black. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry overnight, and I will be back in just a second. Okay, so we've let this dry overnight, and now we're going to start coloring in the background. I'm going to use my big fat black marker to trace around my circles. I'm using the edge of the marker. That seems to help give me a bigger, fatter line. I'm going to trace around all the big circles first, leaving no space between the black marker and the colored marker. And again, those areas that I went out a little bit, don't worry, because watch, it just covers it right up with the black marker. Once I'm all done outlining, I'm going to start using a technique that we call cut the grass. Some of you may have heard of this before, but basically what I'm doing is I'm going down and back and down and back, making long strokes with my marker. That way I'm filling in the areas quickly and evenly. And I'm just going to continue filling in all the areas that do not have any color in them that were also part of the white background. And I am almost all done. Whew, that was fast. Now I'm going to grab my markers that I used before, and I'm going to go back and retrace those designs that I created. That will just kind of give it a little more pop. If you want to trace exactly where you traced the first time, that's fine. Or if you want to create a kind of a new pattern on top of the old pattern, that is fine too. I'm using my yellow there to trace around the original circle because it gives a little more definition between the orange and the yellow. You can see how I've used the green marker here to put the design back in, so in those areas where it was washed out, you can see it again. When you're all complete, check Blackboard on how to upload your picture to Art to Remember for our fundraiser.